All right, welcome back, everybody. For today's class, we're working on shoulders. We'll do some shoulder mobility through a few drills. We'll take you through a nice shoulder circuit, and the shoulders feeling nice and loose. In terms of props today, we'll need 2 tennis balls or something similar, just something you can squeeze into. And I've got a yoga strap as well, which will be handy for some of the drills we'll be doing. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a towel or something that you can hold overhead and pull apart. We'll start today with shoulder cars. We'll start with tennis balls. So we'll just do this from a tall kneeling position today. Get your arms out by your sides. Create some tension by squeezing into the ball. And we'll do a fefew rounds. The first round we'll do about 30%, and then we'll build the intensity from there. You squeeze the ball, take a breath in, pack that air down, create some tension throughout your whole body, and begin external rotation. Bring the arms in towards your center and up. As you hit your maximum here, internally rotate from the shoulders, reach the arms behind you, keep reaching behind you, keep squeezing at the balls, knuckles will face the side of your pants, extend back, open up, continue externally rotating as you reach the arms up, keep rotating as you come back down and by your sides. That's round 1, and now increase the intensity, breath in, squeeze those balls, bring it up towards the center as you externally rotate. Internally rotate as you reach back behind you. Keep squeezing the balls, squeezing the belly, squeezing the glutes. Extend back. Externally rotate. Maintaining that tension all the way back down. This last one, increase the intensity again. Breath in. Pack that air down. Squeeze those balls a little harder, maybe about 80% intensity here. Those arms are moving through like a thick honey here. Up. Internally rotating as you reach back behind you. Keep squeezing the balls, keep squeezing the glutes. Extend back. Externally rotate. Last one. And back down. We'll do our scapula next. You pop those balls to the side. This one will have our arms down by our sides. You want to keep those fingers glued to the side of your pants here. We're going to work the scapula. So we'll go protraction, elevation, retraction and depression. So forward, up, back, and down. And try not to move like a robot. Trying to make it a nice, smooth circle. Take a breath in, tension throughout the system. And begin forward, up, back, and down. You're trying to draw the biggest circle here that you can. Maintain tension throughout your body. We'll do 2 more in this direction. And reverse your circle. Back, up, forward, and down. Back, up, forward, and down. 2 more. All right. This next one will come down to the ground, and we'll grab our strap for this next one. Let me just readjust this microphone. So give me a second. Yep. So come lie down on your belly, and we're going to have the strap up over our heads. And so the action that we're going to be doing here, with the strap up over our head, you're lying down on the ground here. From here, I'm holding onto the strap. I've got one hand in a fist, the other hand in a fist here as well. So from here, I'm going to my forehead down on the ground. This left hand is going to hold nice and strong, so there's some tension in the strap. And from there, I'm just going to lift my right arm up and release and switch sides. Now the right arm is holding and resisting, the left arm lifting up. And we'll just do this for reps. And try and lift up as high as you can. I'll do my best to try not to breathe so much in the microphone for you guys. So keep working. We'll do another 5 on each side. 2 more. One more each side. Okay, rest for a moment. This next one, what we're going to do, I'll show you from there. We're going to be in that same position. Basically what we're going to be doing, I'll just show you from here. We have the strap up over our head. We're going to lift the arms up, retract the shoulder blades, bring the strap in, then reach it back up. And as you reach it back up, you're trying to maintain as much height as you can and continue. We'll come back down to the ground. And for me, I like the strap in terms of the distance between the hands. There's some tension on the strap pulling side to side. My hands are roughly shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. So from there, breath in, create some tension throughout your body. Lift up, draw the shoulder blades together, bring the strap behind you. Take those hands a little bit wider here, actually. And there, reach out in front and maintain that height. Do not drop down. And then we just continue for reps. Trying to maintain that flexion through the shoulders the whole time. Let's go another 5. Pulling the strap apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together as the strap comes towards your head. And keeping those arms lifted. 3 more. That's 1. 2. And 3. Okay. Let's release that one. Very hard to do without breathing so heavily into the mic, so sorry if you picked up that. This next one we're going to do is, actually, sorry, one thing I forgot to mention. We need blocks. Give me 1 sec, please, my friends. Sorry about that. This next one we will need some blocks. So what we're going to do, we're going to come to lie down on the ground. If you don't have blocks, you can use books or something like that, something that you can just elevate your elbow up on. For this one, we're going to have the blocks, and we're going to be using our tennis balls here. So from here, I'm going to find my blocks. I bring my elbows just a little bit lower than where my shoulders are, just slightly lower. Just set yourself up, have the tennis balls in both hands, and then bring your forehead down to the ground. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to work on external rotation lift-offs from here. So we're going to squeeze into the ball, we're going to press the elbows down, we're going to rotate the fists up towards the sky, hold for a second or 2, then continue. We'll do that for reps. Okay? So, squeezing the ball in both hands, take a breath in, irradiate tension throughout the body, lift off, and back down. Lift off, and back down. And as you lift off, you're trying to fight for as much rotation as you can. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, squeezing the ball the whole time. Tension throughout your body. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. Lift off, back down. 5 more. Lift off, squeezing those balls, squeezing your belly, your glutes. Lift back down. 4 more. Down. 2. And 1. All right, rest for a moment. We're going to be in the same position, elbows on the blocks. I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I'll just show you on this left side. So what we're going to do, from here, we're going to be squeezing the ball. We're doing it bilaterally, so both sides at the same time. From here, we'd actually lift the elbow up off the block, extend the elbow, lift up as high as you can, bend the elbow, and back down. So we would lift off, extend, trying to lift up a little higher, bend the elbow, and back down. So set yourself up again, both elbows on the blocks, forehead down on the ground. And sorry I didn't mention on the previous drill as well. With these ones, if it's too hard for you to lift off of the block, you can do this with the elbows down on the ground, or you can even do it with your forehead resting on the block. That might help you a little bit, take you a little bit out of that range of motion. All right, get ready, breath in, tension throughout the body. Lift the elbows up, extend out to the side, lift up a little higher. Bend the elbows, back down. Pause about a second between each of the movements. Lift up, extend, lift up a little higher, bend, back down. Lift up, extend, lift up higher, bend, back down. We'll do 5 more. Lift up, squeezing the balls, tension throughout the body. That's it. Keep working. 3 more. Lift up, extend, higher, bend, back down. Last 2. Best one so far. Last one. And release. Shake it out a little bit. We'll get into our next position. Alrighty, so our next position is going to be for internal rotation. We're just going to do a quick little drill from here, working on some internal rotation liftoffs. And for this one, the ball is optional. It's up to you whether you want to use it just to create a little bit more tension. So for this one, we're going to be a side lying position. If you're using the ball, you would have it in your left hand. So right now I'm lying down on my left shoulder. And what I need to do, I need to make sure I'm lying down, I'm blocking my shoulder blade, my scapula from being able to move up and down, to reach, to elevate or depress. So from there, what we need to do, you need to grab your right hand onto roughly on your wrist. So we're just you don't want it on the hand, you'll end up flexing the wrist. So from here, what you do, you press that arm down until you feel a bit of a stretch. And where you want to feel this stretch, sort of here in this outside shoulder stuff, sort of the outside here and a little bit on the back here as well. So in terms of the angle of the hand, for most people, the angle of the hand is best when the knuckles, when you press down, are sort of aiming to where your belt buckle would be. So find that stretch, make sure you're blocking that shoulder blade, press down a little bit here. And for me, I've got that stretch right there, and I feel that pretty strongly. And we'll just hang out here and breathe for about a minute. We're just doing lift-offs. So usually we would hold here for 2 minutes, do our pails and rails. We're just doing some lift-offs today. So we'll just hold here for about a minute. And while we're holding here, nice, slow, controlled breath. And if you can't quite find that stretch, just pause the video and play around with the angle. So my elbow is in front, so it's not in line with my shoulder here. For me, it's a little bit further out in front towards the hips. And you just got to find that stretch. So play around with the angle of the elbow, or how high or low the elbow is. And also play around with the angle of the knuckles, whether they're closer in towards your body, a little bit further away. For most people, more aiming those knuckles towards the belt buckle is a pretty good direction. We'll just hold it here, breathe for another 20 seconds. And I'll go over our instructions for our lift-offs. So right now I'm at my end range of motion, so I can't physically lift off from here. So what I would need to do, I need to back out a little bit, so it means the forearm comes more back towards you a little bit here. And from there you keep your hand there, and then you would lift off, so that means you're trying to bring the shoulder down towards the ground. You hold for a second or two, and back on. Okay. Breath in, create some tension throughout your body, throughout the ball if you're holding it. Make sure you're at your range there, a little bit backed off from your full range. From there, lift off, and back on. Lift off, and back on. Trying to make the movement from the shoulder, not the wrist. Off, back on. Lift off, lift off, and back on. Lift off, back on. Lift off, back on. Lift off, 5 for more, back on. We'll do 5 more. Lift off, back on, lift off, back on, off, back on. 2 more. Lift off, back on, off, back on. Nice. Switch it over to the other side. And we'll do the same thing. So if you need to pause the video to find your stretch, go for it. I'll set myself up here. I've got that ball, my left hand now. I'm going to go for the outside of that wrist. I'm blocking that shoulder blade, so that means I'm really lying down on the outside of that shoulder blade. From there, I've got my stretch right there. Again, we'll just hang out here for about a minute or so. Nice, slow, controlled breath. While we just hang out here in this passive stretch. About another 20 seconds. And again, that ball's optional. It's just to create a little bit more tension. But you don't have to do that if you're not quite up to that one today. All right. So you're at your end range right now. Back out of that range just a little bit. Take a breath in, tension throughout your whole body. Lift off, back on. Lift off, back on. Move it from the shoulder to really feel that shoulder stuff working to internally rotate. Try not to make the movement from the wrist. Lift off, back on. Lift off, back on. Off, back on. And you're really working. You're trying to fight when you lift off. You're trying to get as much rotation as you can. Back on, 5 more. Back on. Two more. Last one. Nice. All right, nice. From there, before we finish with our calves, we'll do one more drill. We'll finish with some swimmers. We'll do these from another prone position. Actually, let's do these kneeling. We've done enough prone work today. So for our swimmers today, we'll be in a kneeling position. Create some tension throughout the body. From there, we'll start with the arms up overhead. Create some tension here. Take a breath in. From there, internally rotate as you reach the arms behind you. Reach them back behind. From there, you bend the elbows. Try to bring the fists up your back. Extend back behind you and draw a nice wide circle back up overhead. All right, so that's the movement here. Start overhead. From there, we externally rotate. Big circle. Bend overhead. Back up. We'll do that for reps. Again, the balls are totally optional. You can do this without. If you're pretty taxed already, that's totally fine. We'll start with those balls up overhead. Take a breath in, squeeze the balls if you're holding them, tension throughout the whole system, and begin. Draw a nice wide circle, internally rotating as you reach back behind you. Bend the elbows, extend back. Draw a nice big wide circle back up overhead. And wide, nice big wide circle reaching back. Bend the elbows, extend back up overhead. Wide, rotating, reaching back as far as you can. Bend the elbows, extend, reaching up. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, nice. We'll finish with cars. We'll do shoulders. We'll do single arm to finish. I'm going to pop the balls down for this one. Feel free to use them if you'd like. For me, we'll come down to a side lying position. I'm down on my left forearm, legs straight out in a line. From there, I'll step my right foot a little bit forward in front, just give myself a little bit of balance here. We'll start with the right arm, reaching back behind you, externally rotate. From there, sweep that arm up towards your face, reach up, internally rotate as you reach back behind you. Knuckles come down by your sides, extend back behind, externally rotate as you reach up. Back by your side, we'll just do 3, and these are lower intensity ones here. Reaching up, internally rotate, reaching back behind you, back by your sides, extend back, externally rotate as you reach up, back by your sides, 1 more on this side. Back by your sides, extend back, open up, and back by your sides. All right, let's switch it over to the other side. Down right forearm, left leg out in front. There's a little bit of balance here. Take that left arm by your side, externally rotate so the palm comes up towards the ceiling. Reach it up towards the front of the room, up overhead, internally rotate as you reach back behind you, knuckles by your sides, extend back, externally rotate as you reach up overhead, and back by your sides. That's 1, we'll do 3 in total. Reaching up, internally rotating, back by your side, extend back, externally rotate, and back by your side. Last one. Extend, open up, back by your side. All right, that's our class for today, everybody. The shoulders are feeling good, loosened up. It's always good to do, after we do those kind of drills, when you do those cars at the end, you're just kind of testing it out and just seeing how they feel. Generally for me, I feel a little better than when I started. Thank you all. I'll see you next time.